the opportunity to build this model. And not only that, but more importantly, introducing me to the whole Space Battleship Yamato genre. I had no idea. I'm totally hooked on it now. I think it's totally awesome. It's being a big fan of science fiction as I am, this is a fantastic story, and I'm just eating it up, and I absolutely love it. So thanks again, Jason, for introducing me to that. Great find, and I'm having a blast with the whole thing. I'm going to get you a little closer now, guys, and we'll go over the deck, and you can see that we've got a lot of detail going on here. I finished installing all the nice photo etch detail parts, and you can see in the picture here we've got the railing all the way around on both sides, and some photo etch detail for the ladders that are on the main gun turrets there, and on the foredeck there. And then you can see up here at the bridge area, the upper and lower bridge, we've got some more nice detailed railing going on there. And of course you have all the really detailed guns. This thing is just bristling with guns, and I just love that. And they're so detailed, and there's just a lot going on this model, and it turned out really, really nice. We'll take you a little bit further aft here, and you can see that we have more detail, more of those ladders that are installed on the main gun turrets here at the rear. The nice photo etch detail on the catapult launchers there, really nice. And then of course the big railing here at the rear that wraps all the way around, and that turned out really, really nice. I'm really happy with that. And I guess I forgot to show you up here, we've got some more nice photo etch up in these radar, I guess they're called booms, but that turned out really, really nice too. So I'm really pleased with the whole thing. We'll start taking you on around some of the features on this now. The first thing we can do here is we can turn on the lights for the upper bridge area here, and the captain's quarters are at the top, and that looks really, really nice. And then we'll start off here at the very front. You guys remember that we had these missile doors that we worked on way back at the beginning of the video series. You can basically open those up, and if you look in there you can see the missile deployed, and just by moving this lever back the door closes back up. We've got a actual working anchor mechanism here. You can lower the anchor down, and then of course you can reel it back up with the little thumb wheel up here on the top, and takes a little bit of repositioning to get that back in the right place, but once you get it there it'll stay there really nice. And then going along the side here we actually have the you have to be really careful, Jason, if you're watching this, that when you reach up here to get this button down below, that you don't actually bump one of the handrails here, but we push this button here and we get our space wings that deploy, which is really, really sweet. And along the side here, it takes two hands to open this, so I can't do this right now, but you guys have seen this hatch open before. We open this hatch here and you've got some exposed missiles that will launch. Up here at the top, I'm going to have to use a little tool to do this, guys, if I can find something here. We've got these missiles that will deploy here at the top. You basically push this tab down here and you can see that the missiles pop up and the hatch is open on the top of the smokestack, and then just pushing that back down closes those back up. So that's a little bit more action that you can see on the model. And then let's go down below here, and you can see this is called the third bridge down at the bottom, and there's an actual hatch, if I can get my finger on it just right, that opens up. And if we take a close look in there, you can see that there is a very detailed inner structure there with the ramps. Now in the show the ship actually can hover, and it hovers just above the ground there, and that's the actual boarding ramps that you see the crew walk up in when they enter the ship, so that's really neat. And then further aft here there's a secondary hatch, and I'll open that up for you here. It's got to get your fingernail on it just right to grab it, if I can do that. There we go, I got that lowered down, and you can see that opens up, and there's a bunch of detail up in there too. It's probably too dark to see it with the camera, but there's a bunch of detail up in there. And during the show, a bunch of the little fighter planes will launch out of that, so that's really, really neat. And we'll go ahead and close these back up. But yeah, there's just so much detail on this model, guys. And then you can see up here we've got, this is one of the funnest things that I did on this model. My friend Jerry at HDA Model Works made me these gorgeous decal markings for these ships. This is actually a Cosmo Zero, as it's referred to in the show. And it has very specific markings on it. You can see how nice that looks. And then down here we see the row of airplanes that are on board the ship. The first group there in yellow being the Cosmo Tigers, and I believe the second group is called Cosmo Fighter Group 2 or something like that. But one thing I want to point out about that, guys, is that this kit does not come with any decals for those planes. And being that they're less than an inch long or so, it would have been really, really difficult to paint those and get all that nice detailing. If you follow the show, the markings on those planes are very, very specific. And Jerry actually made me these decals from scratch, just on some reference pictures that I gave him, and he did a fantastic job. And it really made this display just really pop, guys. I've looked around on some of the other YouTube videos that are out there, and a lot of the guys that have this model on the display don't even have these planes, so Jason, that really makes your display really unique and really nice, and they look beautiful, exactly like they should on the show. So thanks again for that, Jerry. It really helped us out here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I really love it. Now we'll start taking you through some of the electronic action that this model has. Some of you may have seen this before, but first of all, we can rotate these guns. We'll do that for you real quick here. You can turn them both ways, and then you can actually elevate the barrels up and down individually, as you can see. And then we can fire the main guns. There's some great sound effects there. And we'll go ahead and rotate these back. And you have to push the elevation button here to get these all go back and get them all centered again. And here at the rear, guys, you have the same thing. Let's rotate these barrels towards us. And again, we can raise and lower the barrels on these. And we'll fire a couple shots. So that is great. I really love that. I can't tell you how fun this is to play with this thing. And we'll go ahead and get these barrels lowered back down. Okay, and then here in the center, amidships, guys, we have all these what they call secondary guns, and they're also animated as well. That is really, really cool. I really like that. And of course, a couple of the main features on the model here is number one being the wave motion gun, which I'll go ahead and fire that for you again. I just love that, and the sound effects that go with it. Okay, and then we've got the rear star drive here, which is called the wave motion engine. We'll fire that up for you. Just like in the show, guys. It's a really faithful reproduction of the whole thing. So you can see this is just a really, really wonderful model, guys. And I highly encourage anybody that it's expensive, but it's totally worth it if you're a fan of this show. And this is the ultimate version of this model. There's nothing else out there like it that comes even close. So I know a few of you have written to me and said that you've bought this model and you're going to start building it. So I really hope you enjoy the build of it. And if you're... if you need any help or anything with it, just let me know, guys. If any tips I can pass along, you can contact me at info@trekworks.net. I'll be happy to help you out and pass along any tips that I've found in building this model. Being that the instructions are in Japanese, you'll probably be able to figure it out. But if you run into some little snag or something somewhere and you can't quite get it, just go ahead and drop me a line and I'll be glad to help you out. And again, I really enjoyed this. I'll be back with another final video on this, guys. I'm going to do some, I'm going to be shipping this out to Jason fairly soon, and I'm actually going to be building a very special shipping crate for this, and I'll show you how I go about doing that. Some of the people on the channel have asked me how I actually ship my models when I finish them out to the clients. And we're going to be building an inner wooden frame that'll go inside of a double thick box. Being that we have all this delicate superstructure on this model, we won't be able to do any packing or anything around it, so it's going to have to sit inside of a void. And the plan will be to have a wooden bottom in that, and we'll strap down the base, and then we'll strap down the ship on top of that so it can't move if it gets tipped upside down or on its side or anything, and it should be all right. We'll have a nice clear void around it with a wooden frame protecting it. So, and we're going to do next day air on it so it gets to Jason really quick. My theory on that is the less time the handlers have it, the better. So, Jason, you'll have your model really soon. And again, thanks so much for this commission, and I look forward to doing some more work for you in the future. I know we've got a really special project coming up between the two of us that we're going to announce very soon, and I'm really happy to be involved in that as well. So, okay, guys, well, we're going to call this one a wrap. Again, thanks so much. A special shout out to all the people who supported me on the build and gave me some nice comments and suggestions along the way. I really appreciate it as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this video build series. I had a blast on it, and we're going to get busy with some more modeling here very soon. I'll be back in the next couple of days. We're going to be switching back over to some Star Trek. I'm finishing up a 350 TOS for a client. That's Wes, that's been waiting for his model. We're coming along very well on that, and we'll show you some updates on that. And then we've got a 350 scale refit that's just been, we've got from a client. We're not going to start on that one for about a month or so, but I'm gathering parts and everything, and I'll be talking about the plan for building that one. And then I'm going to get to my flying sub that I've been wanting to build in 1/35th scale from Mobius, with a fully detailed interior and fiber optics and the whole 9 yards on that one. So I hope you guys will enjoy that build series as well coming up next. So until we catch you later, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you in the next couple of days with some more action on the bench here at TrekWorks. So until then, everyone, like I like to always say, take care out there, everybody, and happy modeling, everyone.